Welcome back. It is the nightcap. Yes, the women are going to wrap up semifinal action. I'm Jay Harper along with Tim Reese as Cleveland State and Columbia State are prepared to duke it out, Tim.
And we're on right now, Jay.
We're still on? Okay, I'm staying up. All right. I'm here. I see myself. I must be here. But yeah, we've got, Cleveland State. A lot of folks don't expect them to be here at this juncture, and here they are, though. Coach Ayanna McWilliams and Coach McGloster, they've just done a fabulous job to get their team here as the 7th seed.
Well, that's the only team that made it that was not anticipated, as normally you get to the semifinals, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 are who are destined for those spots, especially in women's basketball. But Cleveland State with a 58-53 victory over Dyersburg yesterday, and got them into the semifinals.
I know the number 2 seed got knocked off. Totally unexpected.
Well, Cleveland State comes in with a 17-13 overall record. They were 9-11 in the 20 games. Last year, they didn't even play in the conference tournament, didn't have enough players who could make the roster. Only had 4 healthy players. Ayanna McWilliams and Deshae McGloster, the coaches. Athletic director Suzanne Strudwick is now, this is the Toyota Gallatin starting lineup. Number 1, Sloan Pender. Number 3, Kennedy Baker. Number 5, Kayla Lopez. And number 22, Marnasia Houston. 23, Macy Collins, the 5 that Coach McWilliams will send out there against the number 2 seed Columbia State Lady Chargers, as they finished 15-12. Actually, they currently are 15-12, 13-7 in conference play this year. Coach Chris Leggett, assisted by Arthur Latham. Number 1, Kelsey Kyler. Number 4, Emma Sharp. Number 11, Diana Hill. Number 20, Tenley Dowdy, and Lily Melton, number 24, who will jump center against Kennedy Baker. Wes Sperling will throw it up. He's assisted by Taylor Brisebois and Tyler Vinito, and we are underway with our final game of day 4. Kayla Lopez for Cleveland State in the black uniforms with the Carolina blue, Columbia blue, sky blue colors. Heard it all 3 as that's knocked out of bounds.
And it's no surprise, Tim, Jasmine Coleman, who just won her game as head coach of Walter State. She keeping an eye on this game to see what she may be up against tomorrow.
They've got a video camera somewhere, I'm sure. In the corner, Sharp's first shot of the game goes awry and goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Columbia State ball. They'll have a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Sharp to trigger. Into Diana Hill, gets the roll. From Melbourne, Florida, 5'7" sophomore.
She averages 11 points per game.
Macy Collins, top of the key. She'll drive right side. Kennedy Baker runs right into Collins, who was trying to get into the corner. Under the basket, Marnasia Houston did a good job just to catch that pass. Her shot went over the rim. Houston from Tallahassee, Florida. 6-foot sophomore, Lily Melton. 2-time first-team all-conference selection. Gets it inside to Kyler. Knocked away as Melton tried to get the ball down on the block. These 2 teams faced off twice during the year. Columbia State won both of those games, 65-50 victory at home. A little closer away at Cleveland State, 58-55. Diana Hill surveying. She's going to have to fire, and she does not hit any iron.
Almost hit the lights in the top of the building with that big high arcing shot. We've got 3 of the top rebounders in the conference in this game. with Lily Melton, Diana Hill, and Marnasia Houston.
Marnasia led the conference a year ago with 15 and a half. She was leading the nation at one time. As she now has the basketball double teamed, and the jump ball is called. As Kelsey Kyler got in there to tie up Houston.
Houston looks at Coach McWilliams like she couldn't believe it. Like, that's a jump ball? Come on.
She thought there might have been some contact. Melton over to Dowdy and underneath the Hill, and she gets slapped. Diana Hill will go to the free throw line. Hill, a 58.7% free throw shooter. She shot 120 of them, 121 to be exact. That is almost half of what her teammate Lily Melton has shot. Melton has shot 218 free throws, leads the conference in made free throws at 160. Columbia State is fourth in the conference with a 68% free throw percentages. Hill drains one of two. Up court pass is stolen by Kyler.
Trying to get it to Pender, but Kyler there. The wrong number 1 collected that pass.
We have learned from yesterday that Kelsey Kyler is not number 21, as she has been all the games that I've seen her play, but she's got that number 1 in white now. She is posting up Collins. Dowdy started to come over to her side of the court, but gets the pass. Melton trying to back down Baker.
Shot clock at 2.
Another shot clock as it does not get it off. Second shot clock violation. Columbia State playing around with it a little bit too much. In love with the offensive set and not able to get shots off. Cleveland State allows 55.7 points a game. That's third in the conference. So a good defensive team is from the corner. Sloan Pender buries a 3.
The top scorer during the regular season for the Lady Cougars, Sloan Pender.
Second team all-conference selection yesterday from Dalton, Georgia. Melton from Tullahoma, Tennessee. She's going to drive, and she's going to drive right on through Kennedy Baker. And an offensive foul called on the former Tullahoma Wildcat. Her dad is here in the building. I believe that's him sitting right across the way from our vantage point. Sam Melton. I saw her mom, Amy Morris, coming into the Pickle Field house as well. Stovall for 3. It's short. Rebound to Pender. Back out to Collins. She can bang it from there, and off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound to Cleveland State. Pender, one of the smallest players. Nice play by Sharp to steal that pass. And Kyler will give it up to Diana Hill. We saw about 4 different point guards for Columbia State yesterday. Diana, one of them. Melton thought about a 3, will drive to the free throw line. Hesitation shot. She's going to get into the lane and contort her body to get a shot off, but it's no good. Rebound to the Lady Cougars, all tied up 3-3. A pass attempt into the 6-foot-tall Houston is knocked out of bounds.
Kayla Lopez will inbound it. Lopez, number 2 in assists in the conference.
Give her another one right there.
Yeah, 152, make it 153.
Baker gets a nice mid-range jumper. Kennedy Baker, 5'10", also from Dalton, Georgia. She and Pender, teammates in high school at Northwest Whitfield. Kyler gets a screen from Melton. Quick double team by the Lady Cougars stops her progress. Now under 10 again for Columbia State, and Melton's pass gets picked off.
Yeah, there's one of the steals leaders in the conference. That would be Kennedy Baker.
Collins from the left elbow. Off the iron, off the glass, and through the cylinder.
So that steal from Baker, who, by the way, 77 steals before that on the year, ultimately resulting in a score as Cleveland State pulls ahead by 4.
She is 5th in the conference in that category. Top 10 in field goal percentage and block shots. Good player. Kyler puts the ball on the deck one time and goes right to the rim. Get her first bucket. Pender, Baker, and Collins have scored for Cleveland State. Now Houston's bid is no good. Hill up court to Kyler, who wasn't even looking. Now collected. We are halfway through, more than halfway through the first quarter. 7-5, low scoring game. W State only scores it at 60.6. 7th in the conference. Kyler met resistance. Melton meets resistance too, but she's going to be called for the travel as she clanged into a Cleveland State defender.
Yeah, Kennedy Baker was there defending and disrupting the rhythm.
Baker walks that tight line of good defense versus fouling. She's got a 14-footer and nothing but the net there. Cleveland State not having any problems getting a shot off. Columbia State, a couple of shot clock violations and turnovers on their offensive possession. Head coach Chris Leggett, his first full year, hollering out a play. Melton got down to the block and the end line, but couldn't get any further. Kennedy Baker with another near steal.
Yeah, doing what she does. She also averages almost 11 points per game. The last game, she was kind of held in check offensively.
Sharp underneath to Melton, and the long arms of Marnasia Houston tracked that one down. Lopez to Collins, who has a head of steam. Her shot is too hard, but she gets the volleyball rebound there. Sharp comes up with it, dribbling left-handed, and she's going to have to wait for Hill to get across the timeline. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Walter State handled Motlow State in game 1 of the women's bracket. This previous game, 73-46. And on the men's side, it's Walter State and Columbia State. Top 2 teams in the conference tomorrow. A runner by Hill, no good. Kyler fighting for the rebound, and she gets it and up and in amongst 3 Lady Cougars.
That was impressive tenacity to get it out of those 3, well, I guess 6 arms that were in her face.
And if you're watching on the live sports or live stats on the conference website, number 1 is not Sanaa Bailey. It is Kelsey Kyler's. Melton thought she'd try one from 22 feet beyond the arc, but she struggled again. This is second game in a row she has struggled to get going. Cleveland State with the basketball. Sloan Pender in the left corner, high arcing 3, no good, but Baker's rebound and put back is good. As basketball gets by, we've got a Jersey Mike sub checking in, Malaya Woolard, who had a fine game yesterday against Chattanooga State.
You may have heard Chris Leggett yesterday in the post-game interview talk about how Woolard had been sick. And Coach Leggett was reluctant to play her too much yesterday, but I think we'll see quite a bit of her today based on yesterday's performance.
Well, it took almost 9 minutes before she got into the contest, so gotta wonder if she still isn't feeling well. Kennedy Baker checks out.
We didn't see her yesterday till the second half. So she is in a little earlier today.
Scored a dozen points in the 19-point victory over the Lady Tigers. This Hill is now 1 for 3 at the free throw line. Kelsey Kyler and Lily Melton both scored 21. Melton 7 for 11 at the free throw line. And 0 for 2, but a rebound to Tenley Dowdy. Willard will wait for Melton to get into the offensive set, and 1 minute to go in the first quarter. 11-7, Cleveland State leads. Melton now at the top of the key. She stops her dribble on the left side. Now has it.
Shot clock at 1.
Off the iron. No good. Offensive rebound to Hill. Tyler thought about a 3, and now she's backing in against Houston. Her runner, no good. Cleveland State comes out. Shot clock is off. They will go for the last shot. I would expect, but Macy Collins, she is driving right to the basket with 16.9. I'm not really sure what the thought process is there. Maybe to catch Columbia State napping, but Collins.
Tenley Dowdy, Tim, gets the foul called on her.
Dowdy's going to be replaced by Shante Caston, 5'10" freshman from Clinton, Mississippi. As a couple officials here have a confab. Now they'll let Shante Caston in the game. Apparently, she did something that they did not like. Not sure what it was. Collins line drive.
Yeah, that's her style on the free throws. And, you know, you would think she'd want a little more arc on the ball, but she can do pretty well. She had a little more arc there and didn't make the shot.
A little strong. She's from Ringgold, Georgia, 5'9" freshman. I saw who I would assume was her mother walk in. She had a Collins jersey on. From the free throw line, Melton did not take the shot. The heave-ho on the 3 is no good. And a 7-point quarter for the third-seeded Columbia State Chargers, and they trail 12-7. We'll take a break and be right back on the VolState Sports Network.
Are you missing out on $400,000? A 2-year degree from VolState can increase your earnings by 17% a year. Discover your true potential in technology, business, healthcare, sciences, or the arts. Find what you've been missing. Find it at VolState.
Thus far, the number 7 seed is ahead here in this semifinal match against Columbia State. It's the Cleveland State Lady Cougars. Merely 5 points, though, so no reason for Cleveland State fans to get too excited. But, you know, hey, it could be the other way around, right? As we get this second quarter underway to determine who will face Walter State. That happens tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the ladies' final. The men's final will be between the 1 and 2 teams, Walter State and Columbia State, tomorrow at 2 o'clock here on the VolState Sports Network. And now to get the play-by-play going once again, here's Tim Reese.
Well, we've figured out who's going to get the basketball here. As the possession arrow's not working actually at the scorer's table, but it is up on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. It's Cleveland State with a 3 ball in the corner, no good, tapped around. Kennedy Baker runs it down. Pass over, now gets to the corner, another 3 is good. Kayla Lopez pauses with her hand up in the air and fingers down.
Kayla Lopez, Ringgold, Georgia native. She and Macy Collins, both from Ringgold, Georgia, both high school teammates from Heritage High School.
So we have 2 sets of high school teammates on Cleveland State, but no twins. Kyler misses a shot 6-8 feet away. A little bit strong, probably expecting some contact there. 8-point lead for Cleveland State. Cleveland State trying to add to it, and Lopez loses the ball. Saved by Houston, and finally Lopez gets control. Sloan Pender, high, arcing three, it's good.
Sloan Pender,
out.
She does seem to have her three-point shot working today, at least here in the early going of things.
Sloan, the leading scorer for Cleveland State.
I believe that's her second 3 of the day for the 6 points.
Only shoots it at 28% in the regular season. She hoisted 263 of those prior to today's game. So she's not shy about throwing it up there. But
the leading scorer for the Lady Cougars on the year in the points per game category, averaging 12.4 points per game overall.
But the three-point play from outside the arc is neither of these 2 teams. They're 9th and 10th in the conference. 25.6% for Cleveland State and 25.5%. So they're right neck and neck with Columbia State. Field goal percentage wise though, with Marnasia Houston, I believe she tops in field goal percentage possibly. I know she shoots it well. 38.4. That's number 4 in the league. Columbia State is 5th, but here in this game, not having good shooting performance so far. Donna Hill gets it into Melton, now out to Woolard for 3. Good! Leah Woolard hits the first 3 for the Lady Chargers. Now trail by 8.
And you've got the 2 shortest players on the court facing one another with Lopez and Woolard.
Into Houston, who's double teamed and tied up again. And now Hill and Houston having a bit of a tussle. It'll be Columbia State basketball. We had some aggressive behavior in our first game of the day, Walter State. Motlow State. Sorry, look at the wrong bracket.
Yeah, Walters and Chat. Yeah, that
Too many teams, Jay.
got a little chippy.
Yes, it did. J.D. Palm for Chattanooga State was ejected for taking an open-handed slap at Caden Baldwin. 3 on the shot clock straight away, and the shot no good. The putback is apparently off in time. Good thing that Kyler was a left-handed shooter.
That should be her 6th point for Kyler. Macy Collins flipping it over to her former high school teammate, Kayla Lopez.
Houston from the free throw line, no good. Hill battles. Kennedy Baker hit the deck hard, and I hope she didn't hit her head. She comes up a little woozy. They might have to check her inside. Kyler with a nice catch and her shot, but not sure if anybody noticed how woozy Baker looked when she got up. She's holding her ponytail behind her. Let's see if she's going to come out. She is.
Earlier, she landed on this end of the court on her back and was holding her lower back, around her tailbone, like she may have hurt herself there. And she falls again rather hard. And Tim, yeah, I'm always concerned when these players fall like that. Good grief, I hope they don't hit their heads on this hardwood.
It just sounds different though when your head hits. Skyler 0 for 2 at the free throw line, and we got a timeout for Coach McWilliams. Ziera Thompson has checked in for Kennedy Baker. She Again, she still has not sought Brad Swope, the athletic trainer, but pretty good spread in that hospitality room.
Yeah, I saw,
games.
man, the fried chicken and the look like broccoli and some other fine victuals.
I saw Dr. Wendy Tossenson, the president of Volunteer State, in there. She wasn't eating. She was like she was working at her computer, standing up, getting some work done here on the Monday of spring break. But we do want to thank all those folks, actually everybody that you're going to see in one of these sky blue pullovers that you're seeing Jay and I wear, volunteering. Some of them are VolState employees, some are just volunteers, some have been dragged in by the employees. I know that Kyle Tostenson, Dr. Wendy's husband, is here. He's wearing a blue pullover. I don't know how much work he's doing. He might help clean out the chicken bucket. But Collins with the behind the back dribble, loses control, and on the deck go three players, two in black, one in white. It'll be a jump ball. Cleveland State with the basketball. Just to finish a thought on Dr. T, she's in her second year here at VolState, and we call her the Pioneers super fan here. She's listening to the broadcast when she's out of state, and she's attending when she's here. And a loud supporter as Pender gets the nice runner.
Sloan having a fine game thus far, where she was shut down a little bit offensively previously in the tournament. Slack picked up by teammates, but she's doing her part today thus far.
Second leading scorer in the conference, Lily Melton, has not scored yet. She averages just under 20, and Willard's three no good. Tried to hit from the same spot she hit earlier. 8-point lead for Cleveland, and they have the ball. Collins, who can handle the basketball. Bounce pass to Houston, off the glass and in. Marnasia Houston.
Marnasia does well with that high percentage shot. She's left-handed, and she does usually like to get on the left side of the rim, but she can make that short jumper from the front as well.
Kyler travels before falling out of bounds. Marnasia Houston almost averages a double-double, 10.7 points a game and 9.6 rebounds. She's a second-team all-conference selection, as was Sloan Pender for Cleveland State.
There have been times in the year when Houston was the leader in rebounds in the conference.
Jada Rainey for Volunteer State finished tops in that category.
Yeah, Houston was up over 10 rebounds a game at a couple of junctures in the season.
Telling you, I remember her from last year. I think she had some 35 rebound games. Willard from the right wing. It's short. Pender with the pass up court. Ziera Thompson off the glass and in. That was a 2-on-0, Jay.
Yeah, that was by one of the three freshmen on this squad, Ziera Thompson.
Full timeout, but we'll go ahead and keep it right here.
Cleveland State doubling up on Columbia State. Somewhat of a surprise here.
And we want to thank the folks who've been bringing you the sights and sounds of the tournament all weekend long, now starting in the new week. A.J. Fawson's the chief engineer here at Volunteer State, and he has gathered a great group of students that have been working hard. Jonathan Hughes on audio. Tamara Dreer, she can do anything that's here, but she's directing. And Russell Wilson on graphics. Our camera operators, Barry Inslee and Ayanna Borer up top. Do we have anybody down on the floor? That looks like William Sexton might have decided.
He is still down there. He's behind the Columbia State bench.
He was over there getting the shot on the.
Well, he's so thin. He's so thin.
Yeah, but he's 6'8".
Well, he's. He turns in one direction and you can't see it.
Columbia State looking for a spark. Lily Melton, she's just going to bulldog her way up. And they're going to call another travel.
Chris Leggett motioning to his team to calm down and slow down.
Tenley Dowdy comes out. I believe Emma Sharp took her spot. In the game for Cleveland State, Damani Capana. Houston bangs and a fadeaway shot is good. Cleveland State wants to get into that championship game to take on the Lady Senators.
Their shooting percentage thus far almost double that of Columbia State. 50% to 29%.
Diana Hill, her shot rims out. Capana did not play in the game yesterday against Dyersburg State. She's in here in the second. Now 3:33 to go in the second quarter. Collins now over to Pender, left wing. In the middle, Collins from the left elbow, and a line drive shot. 28 to 12, 16-point lead for the Lady Cougars. Ayanna Williams has to be pleased here in the first half, but not gonna get off the gas. Kyler's pass rebounds to Melton. Might have been a turnover there. Almost a steal. They keep trying to set up Melton for the three. Sharp doesn't want to
on the
take it.
shot clock.
Oh, nice pass, and Kyler at the end of the shot clock draws the foul. Could not get it up off the glass, and that's what they need now is
Macy Collins for her first foul. Yes, Coach McWilliams has to be pleased with how her team is shooting. Getting going here. 12 of 23, 52%. 5 of 18 for Columbia State. They're just coming out cold thus far. Only 5 of 18, Tim.
They're 1 of 7 from the free throw line.
Just very uncharacteristic of this Columbia State team. The number 3 seed in the tournament.
Kyler hits 1 of 2. She averages 12.2 points a game. Makes 3 out of every 4 of her baskets. Arnasia Houston puts 2 more on the board. Cleveland State now at 30. Willard tries the right side. Emma Sharp fires, and that's an air ball. Knocked out of bounds. Kyler says there was somebody on my back that knocked that out. Official Taylor Brisebois says not so fast. An errant pass by Capana. Columbia State going to need quite a few of those. Kyler over to Melton. She's going to fire for a 3, and it's way off. And a foul on Emma Sharp. Might have had something to say to the official. Appears as though the official barked something back, but I might be seeing things. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Pender to Collins in the corner. She's going to drive. Tried to step left, but she's going to be called for the offensive foul. Collins' second personal foul. Only the third of the quarter for Cleveland State. Columbia State's only been whistled for 1 here in the quarter. Sharp, after the quick touch from Willard, spots up on the left corner in the three-point slot. Driving in is Hill. Her shot no good, gets her own rebound, tries to go right back up. Melton has the ball stripped out of there by Sloan Pender. She's going to drive on Willard off the glass, no good. Tapped by Collins. She's got the loose ball. Her shot is good. Cleveland State got it going on. here in the first half against the Lady Chargers. Columbia State can't buy a bucket. Everything, and the passes are going awry, shots going awry. This is not Columbia State's half for sure. Erin Dixon checks in for the first time. She and Marnasia Houston. Sierra Thompson, Sloan Pender, and Kayla Lopez, the 5 for Cleveland State. Malaya Willard, Nana Hill, Lily Melton, Emma Sharp, and Kelsey Kyler, the 5 in, as Pender's 3. A long rebound to Woolard. Kelsey Kyler's going to try a 3. No good. Melton can't box out Houston for the rebound. Again, Marnasia is a prolific rebounder. Lopez gives it up to Pender, back to Lopez. Lily Melton hawking her. Now a double team, ball goes out of bounds. Cleveland State's basketball. 6 seconds on the game clock until halftime. Jay Harper down to try to have a word with head coach Ayanna McWilliams for Cleveland State. Lopez to trigger. See who they're looking for. Want to get closer to the basket. Marnasia Houston throws up a shot. There's still a second. I don't know that she got it off in time, and she did not. That is a 1-point quarter for Columbia. I'm sure that's I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. 5-point half, as Coach McWilliams sitting on the bench as Jay Harper is walking toward her, and there's Jay Harper with Coach McWilliams. Go ahead, Jay.
Coach, you're shooting over 50% in the first half. You've got to be pleased.
Oh, definitely. We're working the ball inside out, outside in, so we're getting the shots that we want.
And the quote-unquote big girls, Macy Collins, Marnasia Houston, gosh, are they having an impact or what?
No, they really are doing what they do, dominate the interior.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you in this second half. Okay, now we'll go back now to Tim Rees.
Could we have a big surprise here to get into the championship game? Cleveland State trying to get there as a number 7 seed. We'll be right back with the second half after these messages. You're watching and listening to the VolState Sports Network.
You are locked on to 5. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk with Georgia Bryant, a student in the music program right here at VolState. But before that, let's go on over to the Student Says segment and see what's going on there. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Rox, and this is the Student Says segment of 5. And today we're asking, what are you doing over spring break?
I'll be working at Kroger's all spring break, but hopefully I'll be able to go somewhere else instead of work.
This week over spring break, I'm going to be dog sitting, a lot of dogs, and hanging out with friends.
Over spring break, I'm going to be going on a mission trip. I think it's like 3 days. One of my friends invited me, so that's going to be fun.
Over my spring break, I'm probably just going to be working a whole lab.
Be spending time with my mom, and I'm very excited about it. I'm studying for an anatomy lab exam and working.
I'm going to Cancun with my family.
Well, for spring break, I'm actually going to England. And I wasn't really in charge of planning everything. It was my family and my parents and my sibling. Because it's their, graduation trip.
Gonna hang out with friends and also study for my exams that I'm gonna have.
Hey girl, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell me, you're in the music program here. What all do you do? What are you part of? What's going on?
So I'm a music AFA major, so I take a lot of like private lessons and do a lot of ensembles, and I also have a lot of music theory and ear training classes.
Okay.
That kind of makes up the majority of the major.
Okay, cool. So like, are you a singer? Do you play instruments? Like, what do you do as far as in the music?
I'm mostly a singer. I've been writing songs since I was like 5 or so. So I play like a little bit of piano to accompany myself, but my voice is my main instrument.
Yes. There you go. I was talking with Ben Graves, our professor here earlier, and he was telling me that you're part of the jazz ensemble. Like, tell me about that.
I am. This is my first semester doing it, but I've really been enjoying it. It's cool. It's a lot of like improvisation, which is a good challenge for me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we get new pieces all the time, and we have to learn them really quick.
I bet. It's like super fast.
Yeah.
So do you sing in that too?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. So like, how big is the ensemble? Like, how many people are a part of it?
This semester we have a pretty big one. I think it's 13 or 14 students.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it's only like 8 or so.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Like like what instruments are a part of it? Like what makes up the whole group, I guess?
It depends on the semester.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple vocalists. We've got a drummer. We've got a sax player. We've got 2 trumpet players. And then we've got a few guitarists, a clarinet player.
Okay.
And we've got a pianist too.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so like, how do you become a part of the ensemble? Like, how'd you hear about it?
I know about it because of the department I'm in, but I think non-music majors can be in it too.
Okay.
And you don't have to audition for it. You can just sign up.
Oh, perfect. So if any other students wanted to join, they could?
It's called the Commercial Music Ensemble.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, one last question. This is my surprise question for you. This is so random. If you could be a dipping sauce, what dipping sauce would you be?
Ooh, I'm actually not a big sauce person.
Not a big sauce person?
No.
Maybe a seasoning?
Ooh, tahini.
Tahini. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Georgia. That's all we got for you.
Thanks for having me.
Come visit the art gallery and check out the Retro 50 Expo by Alan Messer, where you can check out artists such as Willie Nelson, Alice Cooper, and last but not least, this guy.
Hey nursing students, did you know they sell scrubs in the back corner of the bookstore? They come in 2 colors, black and navy blue, and in sizes from extra small to 3X.
Need a snack? Come by the bookstore and grab a bite to eat.
And one last thing, spring break starts next week, which means there are no classes. Take some time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the break. We'll see everyone back on campus soon. Well, that's all we got for you for 5 segments in 5 minutes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm Jessica Meyer, and y'all have a great spring break.
I'm his son. There. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's make a record.
Y'all ready?
The Possum Hunters they were the first band to play the Grand Ole Opry 100 years ago this year. Not only is it the museum's 50th anniversary, but it's the 100th anniversary of the Opry, and the Possum Hunters were the very first band to play the Opry. Not only that, they opened the Opry every single Saturday night from 1925 to around 1938, 1940. They were absolute superstars.
I'd go back to my great-granddad, who was also with the Possum Hunters when his Uncle Monk played for him. My granddad was Martin Presley, George Martin Presley, and they called him Shorty. And if you ever saw a picture of him, he wasn't much bigger than the banjo that he played. But I remember as a little kid sitting around with him. You know, of course, he passed away when I was still young, but I still remember hanging out with him in the yard, and that's all he loved to do. He still, till his old age, till his dying days, that's all he wanted to do was play the banjo. As a matter of fact, that's his banjo back there behind me. We got to play that on this album. Luckily, I put a few things back on it because it was missing a head and I had to make it playable again. But that's still the original, roughly 130-year-old banjo back there that he learned to play on.
My uncle, he tells a story that he was asked to join the possum hunters, but he turned them down and suggested that my uncle Monk, as he was known, his name is Noel, that he might want to play with them, and he did.
I'm on the board of directors of the Sumner County Museum, and we're having a night at the museum. And this band, this bluegrass band, local bluegrass band, who I'd seen before, called the Lugnuts, were playing there that night as entertainment. When you go in the museum, if you look up on the wall, one of the first things you'll see is this massive picture of the possum hunters from the late 20s. The Lugnuts that night were playing underneath the photo of the possum hunters, playing a possum hunter set list. And I'm standing across the room at this point listening, tapping my toe, and it's February. I need a project for the spring semester, and the light bulb went off. It's like, I'm going to record that. I knew it was daunting because I wanted to do a whole album. I jumped right in. I went to the museum and gave them my idea. I said, I can record it in the studio. If everybody's on board, we'll make this record. Museum loved the idea. Then I went to Steve Beischer, head of the department here.
So Cole comes with the project and he says, this would be a great thing to do. And I agreed. I said, this is something that would be great for the school, great for students, and it's a real world thing. I took it to the school and talked to the school about it, and Dr. Tostenson, the president, said it's a cool thing. Everybody's agreed that it's a really neat thing because it connects the historical part of it and the student working on projects part of it, and all of the stuff that it connects together is, I think, a worthy goal to make it as good as it can be. The students did a good job on the recording. There's probably a lot of students who've never experienced one of those instruments live and in the flesh before. So those instruments were great to have them say, well, here it is. This is what it does. This is what it does. Here's where the sound comes. Here's how it's played. And they can take those techniques sometimes away or put them into a project that they're working on, or say, hey, what if I put a mandolin on my rap track? What's that going to be like? Hey, why not do it? See what happens. I've spent a lot of my career with two phrases, what if and why not. It's like, what if we put a mic up here? Why not? Well, do it. See what it sounds like. If it's good, cool. If it's not, then you don't have to use it. So all of those things apply because as they're learning things, like all these pieces of gear here, until they actually come in and turn the knob, I can talk about what this knob might do all day, but until they actually turn it and go, oh, now I understand. The whole point of the program is to come out with portfolio material, because in the real world, especially on a hands-on or a creative thing like this, like engineering or producing or something, the first thing you'll be asked is, what do you do? And you can say, this is what I do. And since it is a real-world project, it's not a theoretical, I did this for a class. It's on the market. It's for sale. My name is on it. Maybe it goes and wins Bluegrass Album of the Year. Who knows? Then you have that accolade to your credit. So it's only good things can happen for students.
take the step. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Take the step, the one you've always wanted to a better you and a brighter future. Choose a path to create, innovate, or educate. A path to your career. One that builds you as a person, or one where you build for the people of the future. Choose a path to save lives or check eyes, to study the human body, soul, and mind, to fight crime both in person or online, to code, market, or be an entertainment rock star. Take the step to your full potential, to everything you've dreamed of. Take the step here, there, and eventually everywhere. With the pros of the profession, the Grammy winners, the commercial producers, the engineers, the doctors. Life is full of steps, so why not make yours count? This is us. This is VolState.
The demand for mechatronics professionals is on the rise. Students get to earn a wage and college credit simultaneously via our work-based learning program. Visit volstate.edu to start blazing your pathway now. Classes are available now at the Gallatin and Cookeville campuses.
Hi, I'm Jay Harper along with Tim Reese as we get prepared for this second half, the third quarter, thus the second half. A bit of a surprise, I must admit, even though I have followed Cleveland State all year long. This Columbia State team, the number 2 seed, is pretty well being handled by this number 7 seed Lady Cougar squad, especially in the paint and with turnovers, points off turnovers. Are you a bit surprised in this, Tim?
Totally surprised. I expected Columbia State to come out and handle Cleveland State, but 32-13, a 19-point lead for the Lady Cougars. And Lily Melton has been shut out. She's the second leading scorer in the TCCAA conference. But I expect to see a totally different Columbia State team here in the second half. Not to say that Cleveland State can't beat them. Columbia State will start off with the basketball. We are underway with the final half of action in semifinal Monday. Inside to Kyler, and there are active hands all over as Dowdy spotted up for a three. Saw Kyler too late. She's jumping around. Macy Collins falls down as she had the behind the back dribble. Columbia State comes out of there with the basketball. Diana Hill will go to the free throw line, which has not been kind.
Kennedy Baker getting called for that, and like most players, they'll stand there with their mouths open and their palms up like, what, me? And that's the case with Baker. She trots off, and Sierra Thompson takes her place for the Lady Cougars.
Baker quickly picks up her third foul. That could be an issue down the road.
Very much so.
Excellent offensive and defensive player for Coach McWilliams. Again, I can't emphasize enough, this team did not finish the year last year with 5 healthy players. They finished the regular season, and a couple of games they finished and only had 4 players that could compete. Diana Hill misses a second free throw. Emma Sharp nearly called for
the
travel there.
Yeah, she had the little shuffle step.
10 on the shot clock. I don't know if they realized they didn't have the full 30. 5 now. Kyler kicks to Hill. She's going to fire a three and hit. Diana Hill.
And talk about clutch. As the clock expired.
2 3-point made field goals now. They're 2 for 13. And a steal by Kyler. Up court to Sharp as she tried to be unselfish. We've got a timeout all the way in the front court. Coach McWilliams calls it while Collins was struggling to.
Yeah, but man, great hustle on Collins' part.
Sharp needed to go right up with that shot. She tried to come back to the teammate, and Macy Collins hustling down the court got the steal.
Ended up kind of in her breadbasket, a gift.
So 4-0 Columbia State here in the first minute, 15 seconds. I do want to correct something. I made a comment as I went into the hospitality room jokingly and talked to Kyle Tossenson. I had forgotten that he was out on the grill helping athletic director Bobby Hudson, and he also said he cleaned up yesterday. So I didn't want people to think that he was just a pretty face in the sky blue pullover. He is the husband of second-year president Dr. Wendy Tossenson. Kyle Tossenson, a big fan of sports. That is a sports family. He played JUCO baseball himself up in Minnesota. Sloan Pender going to hand off to Kayla Lopez, who's wrestled to the ground. Melton comes out with the basketball, but she is in disbelief. She's going to pick up the personal foul.
And it looks like Malaya Woolard will step onto the floor in place of number 4, Emma Sharp, for the ladies in white.
Melton now with 2 fouls and 0 points. Only 3 players. That's not correct. Something wrong with my feed here as Macy Collins drains the shot.
Macy having a really fine game. That her 9th points.
It is 3 players for Columbia State. Kelsey Kyler, Niana Hill, and Malaya Woolard, the only 2 score. Now 2 more for Kyler. Kyler averages 12.2. She's the second leading scorer on Columbia State. There's a steal by Melton. Being trailed and a push in the back, no call made. Kayla Lopez was trying to keep Melton from getting the layup, and no call. She put 2 hands right in the back. Ziara Thompson's 3 no good. Rebound to Niana Hill. Quickly double teamed, but she gets the ball out of her hands. Malaya Woolard moving down quickly on the left side. Kenley Dowdy to Hill. She's going to fire for 3. Good! And the Columbia State men's team behind the women's bench going crazy. Anna McWilliams says it's time for a 30-second timeout.
And the men's coach, Winston Neal, also still in the building as he is up on the opposite mezzanine from us. And I was told, Tim, got a text from the athletic director, Katie Willingham, pointing out we were talking about Winston Neal always dressing the same at games, and the tie he wears is designed by his kids. So it's
a great story.
Sentimental good luck charm. He's going to wear that tie every game.
She is still away, I assume, on spring break with her daughter, who's a softball player.
Yeah, she was
down in Florida.
She was watching the men's game, and and if she's able, I'm sure she's tuned into this one as well.
Well, if she's not currently tuned in, she will go back and watch it. Now, who knows? She might turn the volume down, Jay.
Well, she's got a daughter playing softball.
That ball looked like it was dribbled on the other side.
And
jump ball.
You can kind of feel, Tim, a little bit of a momentum shift here as Columbia State down still by 10, but they have closed the gap.
And almost a steal by Woolard. Now the ball's turned over. Melton, as Kennedy Baker back in the game with 3 fouls. Diana Hill looking for a teammate, finds Melton. And Columbia State will set up their offense. Hill in the paint and good.
Closing it to an 8-point differential.
Cleveland State has 2 points in the quarter. 13 for the Lady Chargers.
Columbia State has sliced 10 points off of the differential in the lead from halftime. And of course, this men's Chargers team here as the cheering section for the Lady Chargers, the Cleveland State Cougar men's team, they were ousted long ago, so they are probably back in Cleveland by now.
Think there's a watch party going on? Kayla Lopez pushed. Malaya Woolard saying she pushed me out of bounds, and the call is out of bounds, Columbia State.
Kennedy Baker checking out as Macy Collins re-enters the game, and will inbound it to Kayla Lopez.
Woolard was trying to tightrope the sideline. Collins fires from 3 left wing. It's long. Lily Melton tracks down the long rebound. She tried to get a shot up. It's stolen away as Columbia State apparently knocks the ball out of bounds. And Sierra Thompson, no, not a, it's going to be a foul on Dowdy. Looked like she kind of had a little push off as Thompson took a seat. Sierra Thompson, number 10. Marnasia Houston in the ball game along with Sloan Pender, Macy Collins, and Kayla Lopez. An 8-point lead as the 19-point lead has evaporated. Collins dribbles through a couple Lady Chargers, kicks the Pender in the corner. His shot is short. Houston with the rebound, or the catch of the errant shot, and she goes back up and gets fouled. That's the 3rd personal foul on Dowdy, and she's going to go have a seat as Shante Caston, who's 2nd in block shots in the conference, checks in. Nasia drains the first of 2. Houston, the 3rd leading scorer, a 44% free throw shooter, as we have no shot attempt at all, as Macy Collins could not hold her water. Apparently she got into the lane first before Caston.
Kennedy Baker returning to the floor as Sierra Thompson, one of the 3 sophomores, back on the bench.
Almost looks like she's coming in to play defense, but you wouldn't think she would with 3 fouls. Woolard kicks the ball out of bounds. Official points to Columbia State with 21 on the shot clock. Melton posts down in the left corner into Caston, and it's stolen right out of her hands. Kennedy Baker stops and pops from 15. It's short. Rebound to Niana Hill. A 2-on-2. Let's see if she continues. She will. Baker's going to olay because she has 3 fouls. Hill with the bucket. Up court quickly to Collins. She will wait for her teammates. Pender, as Houston had Caston rooted out. Baker fakes from the right elbow, and she's going to drive in.
She gets annihilated.
Foul. Entering the game, Emma Sharp will check in for Caston. Columbia State will give up some height there. And Baker at the free throw line.
Only 2 of 3 from the free throw line in the game thus far is the team, and that helps as Baker connects there.
54% free throw, 54.8. They are last in the league in that category. But Baker drains 2. And the lead back up to 9. 37-28. Hill with a lob pass. Pender nearly got the steal, but she bangs into Woolard. That That's the second team foul. 14 fouls on Columbia.
Had the right idea, right intentions, just unfortunate. Too much contact.
There's way too many lob passes on full court pressure. That's where a lot of steals come on. Kyler's going to give it up to Sharp. She goes cross court, trying to find Melton, who's posting up. Sharp with the long three. Rebound to Kyler on the block. Willard from straightaway, no good. Collins runs down the rebound. Gets it to Baker cross court. Lopez calling for the ball. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound, finally corralled up court to Lily Melton with Pender. She will stop and put the ball right up off the glass, and a 7-point game. Cleveland State's lead is down from 19 at half. I'm sure that Coach McWilliams at halftime said, don't sleep on this team. This game's not over. Willard picks up her first personal. Kayla Lopez, 5-foot-tall guard. She's a freshman from Ringgold, Georgia. And she drains it.
57% roughly from the free throw line. She listed at 5 foot, and Malaya Woolard for Columbia State listed at 5'2", and frankly, Kayla looks taller than Malaya, so I don't know if I trust the numbers.
A trapping defense with Pender running the point. Columbia State has no trouble with that pressure. 9-point lead for the Lady Cougars. Diana Hill gets into the middle, gives it up to Melton. Her step through, and Houston with a block. Hill retains possession. 7 on the shot clock. Melton to the corner. Hill, high arcing three is good from the corner.
Continuing to close that gap. It is anybody's game.
Biggest cheerleaders I've ever seen. Columbia State men's team. Macy Collins walks through and gets the scoop and the score. Collins continues to score. Sharp right wing. 15 on the shot clock. Melton bulls her way through to the other side. Can't get the shot to go. Fresh 20. Hill sees Melton. Fakes a three. He's going to drive right in. Her pass is attempted to Kyler, but bad angle there.
Columbia State has greatly improved their shooting percentage. They were at 22% at the half. They're up to 38% now.
8-point lead and pass
just
right to
handing
Niana
it,
Hill.
just handing
3
the
on
ball
1
over.
Is Sharp again is going to give it up. This time Niana Hill able to beat Macy Collins down, who is gassed right now. She has the basketball. Now Lopez. Apparently Emma Sharp doesn't want to shoot layups. The runner is no good. Tap, and Kyler comes out with the basketball. Down by 6, they could cut it to a 3-point deficit with a made three. Diana Hill wants to go right at the Cleveland State defense down at the block. She's going to go back to the free throw line. First foul on Marnasia Houston, who in a lot of games, she's running into foul trouble. And has to sit in the first half. But only one so far. Hill, a 58.7% free throw shooter, nails the first. Columbia State scored 7 points in the first quarter. They scored 6 in the second, 13 in the half. Cleveland 12 in the first, 20 in the second. second to take a 19-point lead. That one rolls out. And what do we have? Do we have a lane violation? Diana Hill will get a mulligan.
And somebody jumped in there too early.
Only there was a way to find out who it was. And gets the roll this time.
Yeah, redeems herself, courtesy of the violation.
And it was Naja Houston as Baker finds herself all alone, or more importantly, or appropriately, Kayla Lopez finds Baker all alone. Lopez, the #2 assist leader in the conference. Willard over to Hill. She pulls her way in. Got the pass to Kyler, but
are they going to get Baker?
That would be bad news for Cleveland State. They don't. Pender picks up her third personal. Baker has 3. As we have a healthy audience watching, a healthy number. I don't know if they're eating well and exercising or not, but there's a good number of folks watching on our YouTube channel. Appreciate you joining us here on the final game of semifinal Monday as Melton gets right to the rim.
And now the lead has just disappeared for the Lady Cougars.
Macy Collins had a clear path to the basket. She passes out to Baker, who misses short, and the pass in front of Melton is we have a whistle. I think we got an issue with the shot clock again. It's at 30. Let's see if that ever started. Yeah, it hadn't started. It's been at 114 all the way through. A full possession of Columbia State and the full possession down here at Cleveland State. Says right now they're buffering. They're going to leave the clock at 114. Columbia State will inbound right next to their basket. So at 43-37, the clock was at 114. They're checking with the scorers table. That is actually the name of the company, is our live stats. And Jason, along with Leighton, down there telling, I think, the officials at what point, which they actually could go to an iPad or somebody's phone and see how long and time it, how long that clock stayed at 114, but it's a significant length of time. It may be 45 seconds even, 30 at least. The clock was not started.
If that's just somebody asleep or just an issue with the unit itself.
That's what I don't know. Could be, but you would think if it was an issue with the equipment that they would.
Somebody would say, "Hey,
hold
it." Yeah, somebody hold it. Hold up here.
I don't have.
By the way, athletic director Katie Willingham is watching the live stream. She also, that's for Columbia State. She also wanted to mention that her daughter, Addie, was 2 for 5 on the day with 2 RBIs. So,
girl.
A proud mama.
Good job. Addie's got the back line, or Katie Willingham's got the back line to the broadcast booth. That's Jay Harper's phone.
Yeah. So
you called the softball tournament down there 2 years ago.
But yeah, she says, of course I'm watching. Well, we certainly appreciate it. Well, her Lady Chargers Yeah, wow, that's significant.
Inside pass to Melton, and a foul is called. So thanks to the folks over there at the scorer's table, I believe, who helped get that corrected. A buddy of mine, Ken Stegall, one of the co-owners of that company, and they provide game day administration for scorer's table, scorekeepers, clock operators. Kason Hollinsworth might have a job in the waiting for him at the scorer's table as a public address announcer. He's getting his first taste of it here in the conference tournament. Melton's first free throws coming right now in the game, and 0 for 1. She scores. She shoots a bunch of them. Diana Hill with 21 points leads all scorers. Melton goes 1 for 2. She now has 7 points after being shut out in the first half.
Columbia State a 3-point shot away from tying this game. An amazing comeback. 19 points they were behind at the end of the first half.
Almost a steal. Zierra Thompson's going to fire a 3, and it's short. It's going to be a jump ball. It will be Columbia State's basketball. 16.7. As Lily Melton looking up at the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard and saying, it's our ball, it's our ball. And she's right. What a furious third quarter comeback for Columbia State. Willard hands off to Melton. They've got a play running. Shot clock is off. Willard to Sharp. Her pass is to Hill. She's going to work on Thompson. Step back 2 is short. And we will go to the fourth quarter. This is a ball game, Jay.
Absolutely, and I knew that this Columbia State team, I mean, good grief, they weren't just going to lay down by any stretch. And they have shown why they are the number 3 seed.
9 points in the quarter for Cleveland, 27 for Columbia. Let's take a break and we'll be back with the exciting finish on the VolState Sports Network.
Studies show a 2-year degree can increase your earnings by 17% per year, or over $400,000 during your lifetime. Volunteer State Community College is here to help you unlock your unlimited potential. From nursing to marketing, computer tech to acting, and everything in between, come see what VolState has to offer. Go to volstate.edu today to get started. Pioneer your future. Start here.
We are back, as Tim says, for the exciting finish of the final game of the day that will determine who will face the number 1 seed, Walter State, who came away in a blowout win over Motlow State earlier today, 73-46. So, again, the lead just disappearing for Cleveland State. Their offense anemic in that third quarter, thanks in large part, you got to give the credit in large part to the Columbia State defense. But again, they have really picked up their scoring from 22% in the first half. They are now pushing at 42% shooting percentage now.
6 turnovers in the third quarter by Cleveland State. I'm surprised it wasn't more than that. Pender gets it to Collins. Yep. And her shot no good. Rebound by Naja Houston on her side of the basket. She stems the Tide and a 5-point lead. Alea Willard with cross pass with Nyana Hill. Willard fakes to the corner and gets it to Hill.
You can see the look in the Columbia State players' eyes. They smell blood.
Inside to Melton. She's trying to work around Macy Collins. Her over the shoulder behind the back. Shot no good. She's going to pick up another foul. That's her third of the game. Hill with 21 points. Kyler with 9, leading Columbia. Macy Collins 11 and Kennedy Baker's 10 for Cleveland State. Step out by Melton, who's got to be careful. She doesn't want to pick up her 4th. Cross court to Ziara Thompson for three. It's way too long. And Hill comes out of there. She all has Lopez a little lazy leg step through there and collects her own rebound. Leah Willard sees Kyler inside. Anna Hill will drive and get the hoop and the harm. Lacey Collins with the reach in. They're going to give it to her, or Arnasia Houston. It is going to be Collins as Columbia State players getting into the game now. They have come down onto the court. One player now getting behind the backboard for some reason, while his own co-athlete at Columbia State shooting free throws. Nina Hill misses it, but she's a ball magnet. That ball finds her. Kelsey Kyler jumping again, but
yeah, Hill has been the catalyst here, Tim. I mean, good grief, 23 points on the night, and we've still got a quarter left.
Hill tried to hit Melton going backside, a back cut, but Melton had to save it from going out of bounds, but she was pushed by Thompson. Hill finds Sharp. She's open for three, but it's short. And the rebound pulled out of there by Willard. Melton stepped on the out of bounds line. I don't know if it's the coloring on the border here or what the issue is. We've had a number of players, both men and women, stepping out of bounds.
I know that's the case at Pellissippi State. I talked about that the other day. That happens a lot there.
Three-point attempt by Pender, no good. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Columbia State basketball, down by 3. Under 8 minutes now to go in the final quarter. Columbia State trying to come back from a 19-point halftime deficit. They have not lost to Cleveland State this year. Trying to make it 3-0 as Melton fakes the handoff. Nearly goes out of bounds. Hill with the runner, it's good. Houston couldn't get that one.
25 points now for Niana Hill. She only had 3 at the half, Tim.
Reach-in foul on Emma Sharp. That's her second.
Kenley Dowdy entering the game now for Chris Leggett as Willard checking out now.
Anna Hill having the game of the year for her. Here we have, we're putting up 5 fingers. He's saying that we have an injury issue apparently.
Kyler jogging over to the trainer table. Maybe she has picked up a scratch.
Brad Swope, the head trainer here now, as he's taken over for Justin McKinney. All-world trainer Justin McKinney, who's now the assistant athletic director and chief bottle washer here at VolState. He took that job over from Bobby Hudson, he's just now the master griller. Bobby Hudson wears a sweatshirt, a hoodie that says, "I grill and I know things." That's his happy spot. We're ready to play with 21 on the shot clock. Baker gets it into Aaron Dixon, who we have a jump ball that should go, and it will, to Columbia State. Seems like every jump ball has gone to Columbia State.
And it seems like every break has gone to Columbia State since we started the third and are now in the fourth quarter.
Well, they can take the lead here with a made basket. They're down by 1. Anna Hill having the best game of her season. And takeaway. Baker up court, and Dowdy tried to get in the way. No foul called. Baker gets it off the glass and in. Cleveland State now with a 3-point lead again.
Kennedy Baker with 4 fouls. She's got to be careful.
Emma Sharp with a long three. Gets into the hands of Melton. Baker is going to be tied up. A lot of jump balls in women's basketball. So without the possession arrow that lights up over there, you have to be heads up on that clock to make sure you switch it every single time. It used to be in the day that officials would carry something in their pocket and they would switch it every time it happened, just as a stopgap in case the official book didn't keep up with it. Lopez up court to Baker, still not across the timeline. Now she's across, and we're going to have another jump ball. That's 3 in the last maybe 40 seconds of clock time. That is a turnover. Columbia State with a chance to tie with a 3-point shot. Coach Chris Leggett with assistant coach Arthur Latham. Calling out a play, Lily Melton's going to drive, and that may have been about 4 steps too many.
That had to have been a travel.
She tried to get through the Cleveland State zone defense. As we're going to have a conversation. Taylor Brisbois wants to go and check her uniform. Thought she might have some blood on her. But now we're going to pick up, the officials giving Coach Leggett an idea. Let's go ahead and pick up full court. Melton reaching in, and timeout called by Ayanna McWilliams. That's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the ball game. Cleveland State with a 3-point lead. You're watching and listening to VolState Sports Network.
At VolState, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes. A lot of business is dependent upon getting a product on time. Students here at VolState are able to leave here with that knowledge.
Because the supply chain is counting on me.
Just joining us, you think this has been a close game the entire contest. You're wrong. At the end of the first quarter, 12-7, seemingly okay. But then Cleveland State scored 20 and held Columbia State to 6. Took a 19-point lead into the locker room, but a 27-point outburst by the Lady Chargers in the third. Drawn closer, made this a 43-40 as a quarterback pass from Macy Collins connects for 2.
Kennedy Baker receiving that long pass.
That was a 30-plus yarder there. Court 94 feet, I believe.
And no flags on the field.
No flags, a pass almost ill-advised. Sharp gives it over to Nina Hill. She's going to drive and have a clear path and gets the bunny to go. Did not use the glass, which was wide open to her. Full court pressure. Houston now looking for a teammate. Finds Baker. Collins going to drive right in, get knocked off her path by Hill. No call made.
Woolard intercepting the pass and turning the possession back over to the ladies in white. Niana Hill continues to have the game of her life. Can't sink that one, though.
Pulls and another jump ball. Cleveland State will get the basketball. Let's see if Macy Collins can go 2 for 2. Baker's going to take off.
She's going to break, but they elect to go short.
Now they got a 2-on-1. Anasia closed out by Hill, and she steps on the end line. Malaya Woolard appears to be injured. Her right arm.
She's holding her elbow.
Holding it. I wonder if the old dreaded funny bone got hit.
You know, I only seemed to hit that when I was a kid. Has that happened to you as an adult?
It has.
Really?
It has.
Yeah.
It's not quite so funny. As Coach Leggett calls a full timeout. See if we can throw the brackets up there if we're able to.
They're definitely getting smaller, the brackets.
Best wishes to Myra Drewer, who had to leave early due to sickness. Hope she gets to feeling better, can rejoin us tomorrow. She's been the director all week, or the first 3.5 or 4 days. And the women's bracket, Walter State in the championship game tomorrow at 4 p.m. And Cleveland State, Columbia battling out here to see who will take on the number 4 team in the country. Walter State defeated Pellissippi State by 30 and Motlow State by 27. Columbia had a 72-53 victory to get into the semifinal. Cleveland had to play an extra game, a play-in game against Volunteer State. 18-point victory, and then a hard-fought 5-point win over the number 2 seeded Dyersburg Lady Eagles. We are ready for some basketball, just under 5 minutes to go.
So do the Lady Cougars have another stunning upset in them after the win over the number 2 seed Cleveland State over Dyersburg State?
Milton drives and is fouled. She'll do the full back roll. Come up none the worse for wear.
And it's Kennedy Baker, and she has fouled out.
Sierra Thompson will check in for Baker, an excellent freshman from Dalton, Georgia, 5'10". Melton toes the line and drains the first. The second leading scorer in the conference was shut out in the first half. 2 for 2 at the line. That should give her 10 now for the game. Diana Hill, the story here for Columbia, 27 points. Her largest output by 9 so far. Pender over to Sierra Thompson. She gets it back. 15, she's gonna drive all the way in. Melton swipes at it, and that's gonna go off the foot of Thompson. Could have been problems for Columbia. I don't think Lily Melton has sat in this game. Leah Woolard, the Clarksville Academy product, hands off to the former Tullahoma Wildcat. Being guarded by Collins, and she's going to be called for another travel.
That would have put Columbia State on top, but the travel call foils that.
You see Collins straight away, surveys. Gives it up to the point guard, Kayla Lopez, who directs traffic. Malaya Woolard nearly got around Collins, but Collins is going to get right on into the lane and get off the glass, and a chance at a three-point play. Columbia State just has not been able to get over the hump. They were within one a couple of times. Cleveland State thwarts the comeback. And Macy Collins with the three-point play. On a 4-point lead. Hill off to Sharp, who's being guarded closely by Lopez, and apparently too closely. Kennedy Baker leaves the game with 14 points. Macy Collins has 14 as well as Cleveland State. Has balanced scoring. Marnasia Houston with 9, Sloan Pender with 8. The fourth team foul for the Lady Cougars. The next foul will put Columbia State at the free throw line for 2 shots. Kelsey Kyler, haven't seen much of her lately. Melton has the ball knocked away. She is trying to tie it up, and she does. That might be our 8th tie-up of the game. Melton's tied up a couple of them. Of course, she's used to probably fighting for stuff. She's got an older brother and a younger brother. Brody is her older brother, who's a baseball player at Milligan for the Buffaloes. Her younger brother, Blake, still in high school, I believe is a baseball player for the Tullahoma Wildcats. Kyler gets it to Niana Hill. Her one-handed runner is good. 52-50 up court to Aaron Dixon as Hill slaps it out of bounds.
Mauled.
Dixon ends up on the hardwood. No foul called.
Wow.
What's kind of amazing is Niana Hill is got an issue with her, what appears to be a left ankle. Coach Leggett asking for her to come. Aaron Dixon. Was that not Dixon? Or did she already go to the? She was just subbed out, I guess.
Yeah, they're calling the trainer over for Aaron Dixon as now she's making her way over to the table. Sierra Thompson.
She's not going to be denied there. Macy Collins with the rebound, a steal by Emma Sharp, but right to Marnasia Houston. Kayla Lopez thought about a 3, shovels to Pender. Sierra Thompson for 3,
and buries it. Wow, is that a timely three-point shot? Emma Sharp trying to answer.
Without a teammate under the basket, Cleveland State up by 5, can extend the lead. Kayla Lopez meets resistance. Her pass is picked off by Melton. She's all gas, no brakes as Sharp is sealing off Lopez, but they're going to call her for the offensive foul. She was moving while Lopez was trying to get by her, and that will cancel Melton's 2.
Wow, crucial.
That's a huge call right there by Tyler Vitito, the official. That's a steal by Melton. Sharp gets the loose ball. Down by 5, 2:25. Got not sure what is happening.
Chris Leggett not happy with Woolard for some reason.
Did we have, I think we had a clock issue again. .24 seconds now on the shot clock. I think the shot clock wasn't going, but the game clock was. Straightened out now, apparently. 2:22 to go in the game. 24 on the shot clock. Cleveland State with a 5-point lead at Columbia State with the basketball. Diana Hill zigging and zagging and off the glass, no good. Houston with the rebound for Cleveland State. That is a key miss right there. Thompson gets the ball up court to Macy Collins. She fires quickly. It's short, but Pender gets the loose ball. Shot by Collins, no good. Kelsey Kyler, 2-on-3. He's going to drive, kick to Melton, who has the ball stolen away by Lopez. Lopez across the timeline, and Melton is going to be charged with the foul. She's reaching in, trying to picked the pocket, and that is her 4th personal foul, and she is upset. Coach Leggett not happy with a call or two. Kayla Lopez will go to the free throw line, looking to extend the 5-point lead for Cleveland State. Hasn't shot a lot of them. Misses the first. Came into the game only shooting 39 free throws for the year. And pressure free throw there, as it is still, though, a 2-possession game. Leah Woolard give it to Melton for 3. Good! Lily Melton, his time is called. Coach Leggett calls one of his last 2 timeouts. Not sure what the issue is here. It's a 30-second timeout. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. I would assume they are both 30-second timeouts. As I talked to Coach Otis Hill, the women's basketball coach here at VolState, to get a ruling or to educate me on how you can advance the basketball in women's basketball. If you have a full timeout under 1 minute in the game, if you call a timeout immediately or before the ball is dribbled, once it's passed into play, then you can advance the basketball. I think you take only 30 seconds of the 1 minute timeout, but the basketball does move over half the court forward. So you want to do that if the situation was reversed where Cleveland State needed to advance the ball. They would have been the one to call a timeout, but not with 1:33. It's got to be under a minute in the 4th quarter only. We are set for play. Macy Collins inbounds to Sloan Pender and cross court to Thompson. Now as they finally get it across the timeline, Collins fakes the pass, gets a shot up and in. Macy Collins with the bucket. 16 points in the game. Niana Hill with the behind-the-back dribble, and she's down again. Up court to Thompson, wide open. Misses the layup, but Kyler's going to be called with the foul. Niana Hill is going to have to exit this game. She is apparently injured her ankle. She just now got up off the court. She's going to try to gut it out. 29 points for Hill. You wonder if Columbia State expended so much energy in that 27-point 3rd quarter, never getting over the hump, that they've run out of gas. Thompson rattles in a free throw. 59-53. This one would give them a 7-point lead with 1:06 to go. This still cannot advance the basketball. Melton to Woolard. She is on the go. Hill posting in the right corner. Melton does get the ball. She gets knocked off and on the glass and in. And a chance at a 3-point play. Exactly what Cleveland State doesn't want to do is to put Columbia State at the line without the clock running. We are now under a minute, 57.6 seconds. Melton at the free throw line. And she drains it, 60-56. Knocked out of bounds. That's significant because now Macy Collins can't run the baseline. Melton now with 15. She averages just under 20. Collins gets it in, knocked again out of bounds by Emma Sharp. And Cleveland State has the possession arrow for any jump ball. Collins, another one knocked out of bounds by Sharp. No time going off the clock, though. That's a couple of knockouts, still 29 on the shot clock. Now inside is Collins. He has to get by Sharp, knocked out of there by Emma, but right to Marnasia Houston. She throws it away. Melton is going to pick it up. Drive right in, knocked away by Lopez. Huge play is now another loose ball. Kyler off the glass and in. 2-point deficit. Timeout called by Cleveland State. And they can advance the basketball, so that's exactly what I would expect they're going to do with 32.6 seconds on the clock. What an exciting finish here for the final game of semifinal Monday. Back and forth we go. Tipped passes, dribbles, tipped away. Back and forth, Cleveland State and Columbia State. Again, early this year, Columbia State 65-50 winner in Columbia, 15-point win, but only a 3-point win at Cleveland State. Both teams trying to get to the championship game tomorrow to take on Walters State. .6 seconds to go. Cleveland State will inbound the basketball in the front court. I'm not sure if they get the full 30 on the shot clock. Let's see if that gets changed. It does not, so they do get the full 30. Lopez was in the backcourt in case Zierra Thompson needed an outlet, but she tried to go to Macy Collins. It was knocked out of bounds again. Now Lopez is going to get the basketball in the backcourt. Cleveland State has the lead. Dangerous pass as Marnasia Houston is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Houston .44% free throw shooter. 1 for 1 at the line in this game. There for two, and she is short. And now the largest lead that Cleveland State can have after this free throw would be only 3 if she hits it, but I would expect a timeout and a move the ball forward. It's going to be short. Marnasia Houston with the own rebound. Shot no good. Fight for and out of bounds to Columbia State with 20.5 seconds. And Chris Leggett does call his timeout. And the ball will be advanced, I believe, unless he's used all of his full timeouts, indicating is that he has a 30-second timeout with 20.5 seconds on the game clock, though. The shot clock is off. They really don't need to advance it. Let's see. They are going to advance it, so apparently they had a full timeout left. As I see Taylor Brisbois motioning to Tyler Vidito, the official with the basketball. Go ahead and move forward. Cleveland State up by 2. Columbia State still has never tied the game, to my recollection. Here in the second half, they were down by 19 at halftime. Jay Harper. I'm not going to say it, Jay. I won't say it. He is down there waiting. Niana Hill, and that was almost an over and back. Emma Sharp being guarded by Sloan Pender. Niana Hill Miraculous recovery, dribbles on the left side. Shot goes. We're tied with 7 seconds to go. Macy Collins gives it up to Lopez, up court to Marnasia Houston. Wide open is Pender, and her pass goes out of bounds. We are going to overtime. 60-60. Nyana Hill. And it's taken 40 minutes to get 60 points for each team. Each team took different routes to get there. We will take a timeout as we'll have a minute before the overtime session begins. We'll take it with them. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network.
Are you missing out on $400,000? A 2-year degree from VolState can increase your earnings by 17% a year. Discover your true potential in technology, business, healthcare, sciences, or the arts. Find what you've been missing. Find it at VolState.
Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. I'll be rejoined by Jay Harper after he gets the mobile gear off. He was down there watching the last 2.5 minutes that probably took about 15 or 20 minutes to complete. But a huge, huge bucket by Nyana Hill to tie this ball game up 60-60. We'll have a 5-minute overtime period. Now the players are in foul trouble. They retain their fouls. Nobody gets anything extra. So Lily Melton, who gets the tap, she has 4. Macy Collins with 3. Kennedy Baker's already fouled out. Sloan Pender, number 1, has 4 fouls. But Melton, Dowdy has 3, as Kelsey Kyler has 2 Lady Cougars on her. Melton trying to ward off Thompson, gets a shot up, no good. Rebound by Sierra Thompson. Still, Columbia State cannot take the lead. That's a quick 3-point shot, hits off the top of the backboard. That'll be out of bounds.
I have to think Kennedy Baker fouling out, man, has, that's an issue for Cleveland State.
She's a good player, excellent player. It'd be probably even more devastating since Lily Melton's a 2-year first-team all-conference if she fouled out. But Kennedy Baker is very valuable to Cleveland State. Kyler drives and Collins picks up her 4th. She's asking the referee, I can't stand any more still. Not that I can read lips. But that is free throws now as both teams are in the bonus. So that does not change.
Nyana Hill, definitely the player of the game. And Kyler here also. Those 2 ladies, they are the difference in this game.
There is the first lead for Columbia State. Maybe for the game. High arcing shot, no good. Kyler almost looked like she hesitated and maybe needed a reboot. 4 minutes in the overtime period. Our first overtime game in the women's bracket. Macy Collins right wing, and Emma Sharp reaching in there and grabbing her. Collins going to go to the free throw line. Pointing underneath the basket like it's going to be out of bounds, but it will be. Is that 5 on Emma Sharp? Did I miss? It is.
I believe it is,
5 fouls on Emma Sharp is what the live stats show. Jana Swope is our official book scorer, so we've got apparently a discrepancy maybe between live stats and the official bookkeeper. Taylor Brisebois, the lone female official here.
Coach Latham looking up to the stands and asking a lady who apparently kind of quasi keeps score for them. He waved up 4 fingers and she nodded at him as if to say either she has 4 currently or that is only her 4th foul.
Live stat shows 5.
Yeah, it does.
Lily Melton showing for 4 for her, so I feel pretty confident there. Jana Swope shaking her head yes, and apparently guessing Emma Sharp's going to be able to stay in the game. Refresh and see if it looks like she's going to come out.
Yeah, they're bringing Woolard in.
So apparently the live stats is correct. Macy Collins' first shot, no good.
Had a chance to put her team ahead by making 2, but now she can only hope for a tie. And does that.
No full court pressure by the Cougars. They'll come back and play half court defense. We are in overtime. Columbia State came all the way back from a 19-point halftime deficit. Tie it right at the close of the 4th quarter. Lily Melton gets it up and off the glass, and she might have injured herself. In the corner, quick 3 by Thompson, no good. Rebound, fought for and knocked out of bounds by Cleveland State. The Lady Chargers up by 2. Melton still in pain. Her mother, Amy Morris, here, and her father also here.
Yeah,
he's got his seat on in the backpack already on him. He's ready to get out of here.
Well, Lily, you're going to have to break a bone to get her out of this game.
Diana Hill as well. Her shot is no good. Fight for the rebound. Kyler comes out of there with it. Slapping is Pender. And a bounce pass to Thompson. Melton's got to be careful. Up court to Collins. They have a 2-on-1. She's going to stop and pop and hit. We're tied again. 2:49 to go. Collins with 4 fouls did not want to drive to the basket. She's the leading scorer for the Lady Cougars now with 19.
We have had some classic games in this tournament. This one turning into one.
That is a tipped pass and off the leg of Niana Hill. Cleveland State with the basketball all tied up. 2:32 to go. Did not have this kind of game with Walters and Motlow, nor Walters versus Chattanooga or Columbia and Southwest Tennessee in the men's side. Marnesia Houston has the ball knocked out, but a foul on the reach-in by Dowdy. Tinley from Nashville, Tennessee. Ezel Harding, she's a 5'10 sophomore. She's had 3 fouls, I believe, for a long time.
Lily Melton still trying to walk off whatever's ailing her, as she is not putting much weight on her right foot.
Houston hits the free throw, 44% free throw shooter. Put Cleveland State up. And front iron, rebound to Kyler, and she's going to go to the free throw line as Collins may have, no, Pender is fouled out. Both of them had 4. I believe that is correct. Sloan Pender has just fouled out to join Kennedy Baker.
Sloan, the Cleveland State top scorer in the regular season in terms of points per game average.
And that is 5.
And you're going to see Demonica Panna now in the game. She's got a pretty good outside shot.
5'6" freshman from Knoxville's Fulton High School. Kelsey Kyler at the free throw line. Sometimes known as Sanaa Bailey. She has not had a great game at the free throw line, but she drops that one in there. Now 3 for 7 at the free throw line. And on live stats shows us Sanaa Bailey. Change, that's short. And we're tied, 64-64. Cleveland State with the basketball. They are running out of players. I think they only have 6 left. And a clear path by Sierra Thompson as a tap out, and the ball goes away. I think we're going to have a delay of game warning, possibly. Not sure who that was that knocked the ball away. Willie Melton pointed back and said, hey, you can't do that. Let's see who that was. Arnasia Houston. Under 2 minutes to go here in the overtime period. From the right elbow long, and the rebound to Lopez, who just throws it to nobody. And it gets now into the hands of Malaya Woolard. There's 2 zeros going at it. Melton shielding and splitting the defense. Hill gets the rebound off the glass, no good. Ripping down and a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Cleveland State. So Cleveland State with a 2-point lead and the basketball. Columbia State picking up 3/4. That's Woolard. Now Campani nearly a turnover. Collins. Melton better be careful. Woolard with the closeout. And a knock down pass by Hill. Woolard and Melton, 2-on-2, is going to give it up to Hill. She's going to step through and get it off the glass. No good. And the ball fought for by Houston and Collins. And they both can't collect it. It'll go out of bounds. Coach Leggett with 1:01 to go calls a timeout as they will toss in the basketball underneath their own basket. Melton just now getting up. She appears to be in pain on that right ankle. As I said, older brother and a younger brother, she had to be tough. Catch your breath, 1:01 to go in the game. We're in overtime. Cleveland State with a dozen in the first quarter, 20 in the second to take a 19-point lead into halftime. But then Columbia State came out with a 27-point third quarter and held Cleveland to 9 points and trailed only by 3 going into the start of the fourth quarter. Cleveland State had chances to put the game away, but could not. And right at, I believe it was under 10 seconds to go that Diana Hill scored the 60th point for Columbia State to tie it. Cleveland State could not get a shot off. And we went to overtime. Malaya Woolard will trigger the inbound as we have issues again at the scorer's table. The players don't realize that the ball has not been handed in for play yet. Official Tyler Vitito says, okay, we're ready to go. Inbounds comes back to Woolard. Melton knocked around. She is posting up Thompson. Diana Hill over to Kyler. Hill with 31. Kyler off the glass, gets the roll, and the ball game is tied. Lopez up court to Campana. Hasn't played much in the game, and she's going to go right at the chest of Dowdy. Shot no good, but Marnasia Houston, as we have 31 on the shot clock. Not sure if we have issues with the equipment or not. It's been a long day. 35.1 now showing on the game clock. Cleveland State leads by 2. We've been here before. Columbia State had 20 on the shot, or that was the game clock then. Willard gets by Lopez, and she's going to go in and challenge Marnasia Houston off the glass, and good. 23 seconds. Coach McWilliams, she's got a timeout. She's not calling it. Ziara Thompson fires from 3. It's long. Marnasia Houston with the rebound. The putback, no good. But Nyana Hill picks up the personal foul. I believe it is her second, as that is an excellent foul there to not allow Houston the easy layup. She's going to go back to the free throw line where she hits the first. Now 3 for 6, just under at 44%. She's under 50%. Melton just going to stay down in the offensive zone as she is shadowed by Thompson. Marnasia Houston hits 2 big free throws to put Cleveland State up 70-68. Willard with the basketball. Three-quarter court pressure as Campana is in defensive mode here. Willard waiting. Finally gives it up to Kyler. She's going to drive in with a left hand and off the glass. And in. We're tied. 0.6 seconds. Timeout called for, I believe, Ayanna McWilliams. She's got her hands raised. Not sure what the question is, unless it's a clock issue. Again, let's see if I can see it on a replay as to where it should be if that ball goes through. And it goes through with about 1.1, I think. But that's, you don't know about the delay. Well, as a matter of fact, they put 1.1. Look at there, Barry, they're listening to me. Barry Inslee, camera 4 operator. It's camera 1 to me. He's the closest, although there's a camera in my face that shows us a timeout is now officially called with 1.1. We've had a game decided with 0.7 seconds. I would expect now that with 1.1 on the clock, you can have a catch, a dribble, and a shot. I'm not sure you could actually do it with 0.7 on the clock, but this is an advancement. So that is a huge advantage. Cleveland State has advanced it full court. Now in front or next to the scores table, a lob and a tip ball. We're going to double overtime. Jay Harper getting his steps in as he was down on court side. Jay, you might as well you could stay down there if you wanted to. We're going to have another 5-minute overtime. We've had a double overtime in the men's. Why not in the women's? Each team scored 10 points in the extra frame. Let's go to double overtime. And let's take a break. Give me a little time to rest my bull. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network.
The demand for mechatronics professionals is on the rise. Students get to earn a wage and college credit simultaneously via our work-based learning program. This hands-on experience gives them a competitive edge in the job market. Industries like automotive, aerospace, electronics, healthcare, and even mining rely heavily on these systems. These positions offer competitive salaries and a chance to contribute to the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping the world around us. Join us in pioneering the future of manufacturing through the power of mechatronics. Visit VolState.edu to start blazing your pathway now. Classes are available now at the Gallatin and Cookeville campuses.
VolState is amazing. Here you'll get a top-notch education with great professors who inspire. And with Tennessee Promise or Reconnect, it could be nearly free. VolState offers small class sizes, 4 convenient campuses, and we are big on experiences. Whether you thrive in the lab, the studio, the field, the classroom, or just enjoy hanging around campus, join the family. Go to volstate.edu to get started.
And we are back with second overtime. Marnasia Houston and Lily Melton. For the third time in the game, we'll tip it up. Melton gets the quick tap again. just like she did in the first overtime, 70-70. Alea Woolard and the Columbia State Lady Chargers get the first crack. Melton couldn't handle the pass initially. Kelsey Kyler with 12 on the shot clock gives it up to Melton. Now to Woolard. Drives to the right, gives it to Hill. She's going to go down the middle off the glass. Her shot no good. She will go to the free throw line. She has had a season high of 31 points. And that is the 5th foul for Macy Collins. Let's see if we can determine if that was actually her. They are arguing, I think, that Macy wasn't even, well, she did have a reach in. Are they going to make a change? Diana Hill at the line for 2 shots. Macy Collins still in the game. They called that foul. They changed it to Damani Capana. As all the Cleveland State fans out there, a big sigh of relief. Over 200 of you watching on the VolState Sports Network, and 2 free throws made by Hill. Columbia State with the lead. That's 33 for Hill. Collins have to make the change on that. A pass is knocked out of bounds by Hill. 5'7" sophomore. She seems to play taller. Collins with 19 points. Still in the game. She's going to pass it into Kayla Lopez. Lopez with only 6 points. She is distributed, played defense as Collins fakes the pass and gets a shot off the glass, and it's good. We're tied again, 72 all. Both teams scratching for that final spot in the championship game. Melton met with aggression, and a 3-point shot by Kelsey Kyler, no good. Melton brings down a rebound and a holding call on Lopez. That'll send Melton to the line. Lily, a 73.4% free throw shooter. As I mentioned earlier, she's made more free throws than any player in the conference and shot more and is short on the first. I don't believe she sat in the entire game, so she is working on minutes 45 to 50 here. Gets the second to go and gives her team a 1-point lead. Capana to Collins. Gets the ball back, and she's going to drive right into the paint. Shot no good. Tapped out to Thompson. Collins gets it back. She's trying to make a pass to, I assume, Houston, who pretty much camps on that left block. Knocked out of Collins' hands with 17 on the shot clock. Inbounds to Lopez, and she gets her shot blocked. Melton carries it across the timeline. Columbia State with a 1-point lead. Alea Woolard surveys Melton, gives it up to Kyler. Melton has it back. She's going to drive, go back to the left, and with the right hand, she's going to have her shot blocked by Marnasia Houston. She'll do that on a regular basis. Alea Woolard with 5 on the shot clock gets it into Kyler. I wonder if she knows. Melton 2, she hoists, and it does not get to the rim. Again, I'm wondering if the length of the game, the exertion that these ladies have expended, taking a mental toll, and just did not realize there was 5 on the shot clock. I would think you could get a better shot than that. Sierra Thompson for 3, it's banked. Rebound to Collins is Dowdy grabs her arm. Let's see if that is the 5th foul. It will be the 5th foul on Tinley Dowdy, who finishes with 3 rebounds and assist, but does not score. Scoring is not typically Tinley Dowdy's forte. She only averages 2.9 points a game. Macy Collins at the free throw line. Deep knee bend and a little bit strong off the back iron. Shantae Caston has checked into the game. Only one sub for Cleveland State remains. That's Erin Dixon. She may have gotten injured earlier as Collins ties the game, 73-73, 2:40 to go. Willard typically starts the offense from this right wing. Kayla Lopez with the arms extended wide. Willard left side to Kyler, now cross and back to Kyler. She's going to drive into the paint. A stutter step and a shot no good. Rebound by Caston. Her putback no good, and through the wickets as Collins tried to get a handle on it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Columbia State basketball under their own basket. Walter State is loving this. They want this game to go to 5 overtimes. Melton now with the basketball. A fresh 20 on the shot clock. Kelsey Kyler for 3. Rattles off and out. Collins comes out of there with the basketball. Melton with 4 fouls has to be careful. Campana, she's going to the basket. She goes right to the lane. Damani Campana has not played a lot of minutes in this game. Averages 2.4 points a game. The 5'6" freshman from Knoxville, Fulton, is at the line, and she misses wide left. Campana has shot now 33 free throws. Made 18. That's now less than 56%. Pressure free throws for sure. And high off the rim, no good. Rebound tracked down by Malaya Woolard. Ayanna Hill still sitting at 31 points. She and Lily Melton have both been injured during this game and are apparently hobbled. Hill gets it into Melton, working on Houston. Her turnaround shot is good. Columbia State with a 2-point lead. Kayla Lopez and Capani working to get it across the timeline. Now Lopez, sure they'll try to see if they can get it to Collins. Lopez is going to dribble, bounce pass to Houston. She puts it up, rims out. Ayanna Hill with the rebound. 1:08 to go. Willard, the crossover dribble, now being guarded by Campana. It was Lopez. Cross court to Hill in the corner for Melton. She fakes a 3, gets hit on the head, drives through, puts up a shot. Another traveling call on Lily Melton. I think that's at least 3, and it may be 4. They don't show turnovers on the individuals. Campana again going right to the basket and has the shot blocked by Caston. 33 seconds as Marnasia Houston comes in and clobbers Malaya Woolard. I think coach said foul, and Marnasia says yes. 2 officials are coming together to have a conversation about whether or not that is maybe too aggressive of a foul. Try to watch it here on the replay on my iPad. See if I can offer my opinion. I don't know if that was a 2-hand touch right there, but they're going to go ahead and call the foul. as Woolard will go to the free throw line for 2 shots, and Columbia State's going to keep the basketball. We've got a timeout. The official is checking with the live stats folks. Shows is Houston's second personal foul. Dowdy will go to the free throw line to shoot. Yeah, she misses the first of 2 and hustles to get her own rebound. Not sure why she's shooting. It was Malaya Woolard, and Kyler misses both free throws. I'm confused. The intentional foul was of Woolard, not Kyler, but they put Kyler to the free throw line. I have no idea why, and Coach Chris Leggett may be asking right now as well. Lily Melton asking Taylor Brisebois, the official. But it's going to be Columbia State basketball with the 2-point lead. Melton's going to go pushing with her left hand, gets it off the glass, no good. Kyler gets it up, no good. Rebound comes out of there to Thompson. Now Lopez to nobody, Macy Collins, and Coach McWilliams asking for a timeout. Apparently not hearing it is Tyler Vitito until the last second. 15.7 seconds to go. Each team gets an extra timeout as with each overtime period. So Cleveland State has called their final timeout. Columbia State has one. So if Cleveland State scores here, Columbia State has an opportunity to call timeout and advance the basketball. So Cleveland State first matter of priority is to tie or take the lead with a 2 or 3. Columbia State, they don't want to do is foul either a 2 or 3, but play solid defense. And from the looks of that last offensive possession by Columbia State, officials were letting a lot of aggressive behavior occur. Of course, there's been a lot of it during the game. And it's a hard job to officiate these games. I've done it for a year, and it's just not easy. Kayla Lopez will inbound into the corner. Ziara Thompson, a quick 3 as Kylie and Marnasia Houston battle. Woolard gets the air ball. Cleveland State looking for a call, but again, I didn't see anything other than 2 people moving. Let's see if I can watch that on a replay, although it makes no difference. Unless you're a Cleveland State fan, of course. But that was a quick 3. Yeah, you're going to go back and watch that replay. And Kelsey Kyler put a backside into the back of Marnasia Houston. Almost looked like they were making a pass to Houston on a extended 3, but Woolard gives the Lady Chargers a 3-point lead. A free throw made here would extend the lead to 4, making a 2-possession game. Woolard drains it. 4-point lead. Lopez quickly with 7 now on the clock. Lopez changes direction, fires up a left-handed 3. It's no good, and ball goes out of bounds. Columbia State will inbound with, see if they add any time to the clock. They will not. 0.5 seconds. Columbia State inbounds, and this game is over. Lady Chargers finally come through in the second overtime session and outscore Cleveland State 7 to 3 and move into the championship game tomorrow at 4 p.m. to take on Walters. Walters State is the number 3 seed. Columbia State Chargers getting it done here in a couple extra frames. As Jay Harper will effort to speak with Coach Chris Lev. As Jay is with Coach now. Go ahead, Jay.
Coach, my goodness, man. You guys scored 27 points in that third quarter to close that 19-point deficit. What in the world did you tell your team at halftime?
I was honest with them, like, we got to fight back. Are this going to be your last game playing? Do you want this to be your last game? That's simple. That's all I said. Straight answer. Like, do you want this to be your last game? And they dug deep, and they didn't want this to be their last game.
Nyana Hill.
Yeah.
My goodness, the game of her life. Where did that come from that young lady?
We challenge her. Like, Nyana is one of the players, like, if you let her play, she'll play, but you challenge her, she going to find a way. She going to find a way to make it happen. She did the same thing last time we played. I don't know if you remember, we played them at their place. She won the game for us last time doing the same thing.
Well, you've got a challenge coming up tomorrow, and you know it, against Walters State. I mean, you've exerted, your team has exerted so much energy in this double overtime. How are you feeling about how they'll come back tomorrow?
All we can do, like I said yesterday, just recovery and the game plan. If you want to win and be good and be a champion, you got to go through Walters. So we ready.
All right, Coach. An amazing game. Congratulations. We'll send it back to you, Tim.
All right, Jay. Congratulations to the Lady Chargers of Columbia State. They will meet the Lady Senators in the championship game tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central. And we'll carry it right here for the gang, the broadcast crew, for Dr. Wendy Tossenson, the president of Volunteer State, and athletic director Bobby Hudson. This is Tim Reese saying God bless you and thank you for watching another exciting edition on the VolState Sports Network. Good night, everybody.